Hi and welcome back to Joe Talks Cars, and welcome to another video. Welcome to the video that I hope every single one of you has been waiting for. It seems like it's taken months to get to this point, but we're finally here. I've got something I want to show you all, and I think you'll all be very, very pleased to see it back on the channel. So that's it, my Porsche Cayman has returned. It's working really, really well. It's not kicking out any more smoke out the back of it, and it's not burning any oil, so it's absolutely amazing, and it's so great to finally have it back. The weather is absolutely horrific up here today. I've taken the car out onto the wolds and I thought it'd be really nice scenery, and it is actually really nice, but it's just really cold, and now someone's shooting, so yeah, someone is now firing a gun behind me. All a bit frightening. But anyway, I was going to take the car to a jet wash and get it cleaned before I brought it up here, but it's pointless. I mean, just look at the state of it. Everywhere is just blathered in mud. It's really, really disgusting. But the most important thing is, it's back and it's working, and I'm just so happy to have it back. But anyway, I'm now starting to freeze, so I'm going to jump back in the car and continue this video and give you a first sort of drive impression of the car and tell you a bit more about what was done and what my plans are for the car now it's working. Right, so let's hit the road in what feels like an age since I did a video like this. First of all, I just want to do an apology for not doing as many videos and as frequently as I would like. I've just been so busy with work, and the weather has been absolutely dire, so even when I did have free time, the weather was too bad to take the car out. It was only 3 days ago we had snow, and the last thing I want to do is take this car out after I've spent a lot of money putting it right, and the last thing I want to do is take it out in the snow and bin it or something, so there hasn't been that many opportunities to get it out. What I will say though is I have had the car back for around a month now, so my social medias have been a little bit quiet, and obviously my YouTube channel very, very quiet, and a lot of you have been asking for updates, and I promise that I'm going to make this more regular. I'm going to do more videos. It was just a really busy time in my life, and I just didn't have the time to do videos, and like I said, the weather doesn't really help. But I've now done 661 miles in this car since the rebuild. A couple of hundred of those were done by the garage where I took it because they had to run the car in. They've advised me to take it back in around 1,000 miles, so sometime before Christmas or maybe just after Christmas, depending on the miles I do, take it back in for an oil and filter change, which is pretty standard practice for an engine rebuild. But the car so far has been absolutely perfect. It does do that weird little thing like it just did there, where it seems to crank a little bit longer than I would like, and it's done that a few times over the past few days. Quite unnerving, but I have been putting in the new E10 fuel. I don't know whether that makes a difference, so if you've got any experience of that, drop a comment in below and help me out, because I normally run the car on super, but the last few times I've gone to the garage, or the nearest one to me, they've only ever had, nearly run over a bloody pheasant, the only time I've been to the garage, they've only ever had normal fuel, so that's all I've been able to put in. But other than that, the car has been perfect. It almost sounds better. I know that sounds really weird, but it's smoother to drive, it sounds better, and most importantly, it uses no oil, and it doesn't kick any smoke out in the morning. Which is quite an interesting point really, because a lot of people on the forums and on Facebook and all the groups, well, you see it daily, is they'll put up a post saying, my Porsche is kicking since the engine rebuild, there's not a hint of blue smoke at any point, whether it's cold, it's warm, it's parked on a hill, facing upwards, facing downwards. It makes no difference. Not a single cloud of blue smoke pours out the back of it. And that includes when you just shunt it up and down the driveway. If you say you like moving your cars around, you just move it up and then turn it off. The next time you go to start it, a lot of people say that causes it as well. Nothing. It never has any blue smoke. There's a fair bit of condensation, which when my wife was driving it, got a bit nervous of that when she set off down the road. So there was just a massive cloud behind her, but it was white, and yeah, there seems to be quite a bit of condensation, but it was a very cold morning, and I think that's just normal. I think what it is, I think you're hypersensitive towards the clouds of smoke that come out the back of this because of the amount of money I've had to spend putting it right. Both myself and my wife are very sort of aware, shall we say, of what the car is doing or making noises or anything like that. But other than the slight grumble about how it starts, the car's been fine. It's been brilliant. Driving it back from Leeds after I picked it up was just amazing. It was like picking up a brand new car all over again. The garage were very informative on what they'd done. They gave me lots of parts, which I've shown in a previous video, and anyone that's ordered any of those parts, they've now been posted out. By the time this video goes live, you probably will already have them. And I think I've now got, provided I haven't sold any before this video goes live, I think I've got about 3 pistons left. So if anyone is interested in any parts from the car, then just drop me an email. The link will be, I'll put my email address in the pinned comment, and let me know what parts you want. All I'm asking for is just donations towards the postage. I'm not really that bothered about money from it, to be honest, but anything you want to give, feel free. It'll help support the channel and help me make more videos in the future. I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that supported this channel as well. It's been massive. I mean, I started the channel not even a year ago, and I've already built it up to over 1,000 subscribers, and I just can't believe it. Thank you so much to every single one of you, and welcome to all my new subscribers. I'm guessing you've watched all my old videos and you're following the journey of this Cayman to see how much it costs and the work that goes into repairing one if the dreaded bore scoring happens. I'm not going to lie, when I first bought this car, I knew in the back of my mind that bore scoring could have been a massive, massive problem, but it never occurred to me that this would be the one that had it. It does appear that the problem is far more widespread than anyone would have you believe, and I was absolutely gutted, but I'm glad it's fixed now. I don't regret getting it done, because I've essentially got a perfect little car now, and hopefully many more years of more or less trouble-free motoring. Anyway, it happened, it's fixed, and the car is back, and I love it more than I ever did. I think it's an absolutely brilliant car. It's the perfect car for me, and I'm so glad I got it repaired. So like I said, I have done quite a few miles in it, nearly 700 actually, 666 miles, and it's not put a foot wrong. It's not done anything weird, it's not made any funny noises, and most importantly, it doesn't smell. You start it up on a morning and it's no longer embarrassing. Neighbours don't look at you like, wow, what is going on with that car? It doesn't look ill anymore. And before the engine rebuild, it was starting to get really hard to start. I think there was so much oil in the cylinders, you could barely start it in the morning. So that's obviously all stopped, apart from this slight hesitation on start, which I think is down to putting the wrong fuel in there. It's been absolutely perfect. What I am going to be covering in another video, because I haven't actually got the invoice with me, is how much this actually cost, because a lot of you will be dying to find out exactly how much it cost, and yeah, it was a lot of money. But I'll be covering that in another video, because I forgot to bring the invoice with me. I wanted to do that today, but I was an idiot, forgot just an absolute nightmare. The garage did a lot of the running in for me because they drove over 200 miles in it over a weekend and just sort of used it to make sure it was actually fine before they handed it over. So they did the bulk of the running in process. I don't know what that entailed, but I trusted them to do it right, and they said to me, don't go mental, wait for it to warm up, but equally don't labour it and don't leave it idling for ages. So I think it's pretty much run in now. I haven't been redlining it or anything daft like that, but I have been building the revs up onto it real nicely once it was warm, and all seems well. And like I said, it's just a bit of a novelty every time I start it up and I check the oil level and it's exactly where I left it. It's really weird because that gauge used to fluctuate so much, gave me so much anxiety, but now it just doesn't drink oil. It's lovely. It's so nice to finally have a working car. But like I said, the weather today is absolutely grim, and it would be nice to take it out for a nice long drive, get some lovely shots of it, hammering it past, but the weather's just, it's not good enough for this. But the main purpose of this video was just to show you that the car was back. It's in one piece, it's finally fixed, and I'm loving every single second of it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for my next video where I'm going to cover the build, more importantly, and the next plans I've got for the car, because it doesn't just stop here. I've got so much I want to do. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.